Hello, everybody. This is Shar coming back again with another video. I am trying to be a little bit more consistent. Not fully back to work yet, so I am at home. So I'm like, I might as well do my YouTube a little bit more often. And of course, these celebrities, they never ever fail, to surprise you because it's something always going on every day of every hour of every minute of every month of every day of the year. So this video kind of took me by surprise, but this video is about Fat Joe and the rapper Ja Rule. They did a versus yesterday, as a matter of fact, September 14th. They did a versus battle. Obviously, the versus battle became very, very popular during quarantine when the performers, the artists, they obviously couldn't perform live anymore because everything was shut down. So Swiss Beats and Timberland, they created this versus thing. And the issue with their verses, and by the way, they said Fat Joe lost pretty much. But the issue with the versus battle last night was two major things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is going straight into it is when, because I don't want to make this video very long, but going straight into it, Fat Joe commented, he had a negative comment about who everyone believes that he's talking about, the singer, R&B singer Lil Mo, and 90s female rapper Vita. Now, Lil Mo and Vita did a feature on one of Ja Rule's songs back in the day, back in the 90s. I think it was called What Would I Be Without You? And it was a really big hit back in the 90s. And they were on it, and they came out during the versus battle to perform it. And just during the dialogue between Fat Joe and Ja Rule, Fat Joe ended up saying, "Those dusty bees, you gotta go to the crack house to find those bees." So yes, that's deep. That's really deep, and it's an insult, and it's mean. Now, I don't know if any of you that's listening, if you've seen any of the versus battles on YouTube. It's kind of like a battle of the words, battle of who can rap the best or who had the most popular songs, and they kind of talk junk to each other. And it's supposed to be all in good fun, but obviously sometimes it can go too far, it can go awry, just like anything else. And Fat Joe, he said, "Those dusty bees, you got to go to the crack house to find them." So Lil Mo and Vita were backstage. I think even Ashanti was a backstage, but Lil Mo and Vita was cued to come out next to perform that song. And yeah, they were a little upset. They were taken aback, surprised, because according to sources, everything was all love. Everyone gave everyone hugs and handshakes prior to the versus battle starting. So I'm sure the ladies were a little surprised and a little hurt, like, oh my goodness, is he talking about us, or is he talking about, because Lil Mo did have a battle with addiction. I think it was pills, opioid addiction. And I'm not sure about Vita. Vita hasn't really been heard or seen from since the 90s. And so Lil Mo took to her Instagram, and she was, like I said, upset. She wanted a public apology or a more authentic apology. And it was funny because I just happened to screenshot it when I looked at her Instagram, because I do follow her. And when I went back to her Instagram just to do a double take of it, it wasn't there anymore. So, you got to be quick with these celebrities because they'll post something and then they'll delete it. But I did screenshot it, and hopefully it'll come up in my video because I ended up taking a screenshot of it with my phone. However, I'm doing this video on my camera, so it's just a lot. But anyway, it was a post from Lil Mo. She posted it 6 hours ago, and she said, I need everyone to tell at Fat Joe he owes us an apology, a genuine apology. I don't live in a crack house, and I'm not a bitch. Oops, excuse my language. I didn't want to say that word, but it just came out. So yeah, that's what she told everyone, her fans, her followers. That's what she wanted all of her followers on Instagram to do. And it does look like the photo with that caption did not come out, and I do apologize because I was trying to take a picture of it with another camera to be able to put it on this, and it obviously it didn't work out. But anyway, Remy Ma responded. The rapper Remy Ma, she responded and she said, at Lil Mo, stop it, Mo. You know damn well Joe ain't on it like that. First of all, you, the Shanti, and I guess she's talking about Ashanti, or nobody had to come out yet, or she said nobody had came out yet when, oh my God, I can't even understand how she wrote this because it doesn't sound right. She said, you, V, Shiny, or nobody had even come out yet when him and Ja was going back and forth. We don't know who was in the back. And she went on to say some other stuff, and it almost doesn't even, it doesn't, I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, Remy Ma, like, really? Like, regardless of who is in the back, even if he wasn't talking about Vita, Ashanti, or Lil Mo, don't talk about any of the ladies in the back. Even if they really are crackheads, or even if they really do live in crack houses, you are supposed to be battling Ja Rule. Like, that's it. You're supposed to be going back and forth with battle of the words or battle of the rhymes with Ja Rule. That's it. You're not supposed to be taking shots, underhand shots at women. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Fat Joe. I mean, he talks a lot. He has a podcast now where he has celebrities come on and talk, and he over talks all his guests. It's a podcast. I'm not sure if it's on Apple or Spotify or Google Play or what, but I just always look at it on YouTube. But he does. He talks over all of his guests, and it's annoying. But I believe they said they all hugged it out after the show. He apologized to the ladies, whomever he was talking about. But he did give apologies to Lil Mo and Vita. So that's probably who the hell he was talking about. But, it's neither here nor there. But, yeah, he just went overboard. He went over the line. And Remy Ma chimed in. You don't know where he was coming from. You don't know what bag he was coming up from. And you don't really know who he had in mind when he said it. So you kind of just need to stay out of it just so it doesn't escalate. You addressed the girl on her Instagram when she was kind of talking to her followers, and it should have just been left at that. Okay, so enough of that. So next thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, it was two major things. This guy, Irv Gotti, he's a mess. He's literally a mess. Like, he's crazy mentally, and he talks shit all the time. He talks out the side of his neck. He's always being shunned in the media for something that he shouldn't have said or done. He is a music producer, and he previously owned the label Murder Inc. back in the 90s. It was really big, just as big as Bad Boy or Death Row, just on the East Coast. And he feuds, or used to feud, with 50 Cent. They go way back with a lot of street stuff. Anywho, he was in the comments in the versus battle during the versus battle last night, and he just brought up 50 Cent for no reason. I think maybe somebody in the comments might have brought up 50 Cent, but he made a comment during the versus battle. He said, "All y'all talking about 50." I think it's kind of scratched off, so I don't know what that was supposed to be. Cause, but apparently it's profanity. But he says, "All y'all talking about 50, it's all good. He got beat up, stabbed up, shot up, and sued us. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all hero ain't what you think he is. Period and facts." Now, like I said, this beef has been going on between them for years. It's a lot of street stuff that has nothing to do with the industry. I think Irv Gotti was hanging out with some dudes that 50 Cent thought was trying to kill him back in the day. You know, hence him getting shot about 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 9 times back in the day. And the people that Irv Gotti was hanging out was, he thought, to be responsible. And so, you know, that's how the hatred came about. And, you know, 50 trolled them beyond belief, and just through the inner workings of whatever else, you know, this Irv Gotti and his partners had going on, they ended up getting indicted and on money laundering and a whole bunch of other stuff. And, you know, I believe they ended up skipping jail, luckily, but you know, they had to pay so much money in lawyer fees, and their business was destroyed after that. You know, they didn't have a business anymore. They didn't have Murder Inc. The record label was dissolved because of all the legal issues. Of course, 50 Cent made fun of it. I'm sorry, guys. This my camera, I don't know, the I dropped it, so my features, how I had everything preset, I think it got knocked out of whack because it's cutting all of my images off, and I do apologize. But that is a picture of 50 Cent. This is on from his Instagram. Last night, he was up very, very late last night, trolling this Irv Gotti guy. Yeah, it's just a mess that they keep this stuff going on years after year after year. But anyway, 50 Cent, in response to Irv Gotti's post that he made during the Versus battle last night, 50 Cent said, "I put the whole label out of business. FUCK with me if you want to. I would stay out of my way. What did he say? I would stay out of my way if it wasn't me." I don't know. See, these posts, they when they type, they leave off words, they misspell words, and it's almost hard to understand. But I'll read it again. He says, "I put they whole label out of business." He says, "FUCK with me if you want to. I would stay out of my way if it wasn't me. LOL." And then he goes on to say green light gang. And he uses that a lot because a lot of his programs that he pitches to stars, they get green lighted. And he has a new one coming out called BMF, which premieres September 26th. It's about an organized crime team of brothers from Detroit, Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, and how they rose to the top in the underworld. And so, yeah, and then he also does his Branson cognac and all this other stuff that he promotes. So, yeah, Irv Gotti had no business just, you know, bringing up 50 for no reason, even if other people in the comments had brought him up. I mean, he could have just let it ride and not say anything. but he always uses the opportunity to dog out 50 Cent. I know a few years ago or a few years back, Irv Gotti and Ja Rule had presented this paperwork about 50 snitching, and it had been revealed by sources that it was false paperwork, and 50 Cent was not an informant, a government informant, but they had someone doctor up some government informant papers that was completely false. Him being an informant and him filing some type of false restraining order. So all of that panned out to be false, and like I said, this hatred between the two continues. Obviously, it'll probably never go anywhere because, as far as 50 is concerned, this guy was cool with someone who, openly tried to kill him or have him killed. So it's probably never going to be any love there. But, hopefully they can stay out of each other's way and maybe let things ride and go over their head as it relates to, the other bringing up the other for absolutely no reason. So, because, they keep doing that, something could spark and something could happen or come of it in a negative way. So, hopefully everything is all good there. We won't hear anything else. And again, what is it? Fat Joe, he apologized to the ladies for going overboard and being rude. Ja Rule, I guess, won the Verzuz battle, and that's that. Hopefully nothing else jumps off tonight. I don't have to post any more videos. Thank you guys for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.